Hey everybody, and welcome to the Jersey Comic Krew YouTube channel. Guys, you're about to watch a clip from our main podcast where we talk. In this clip, we're going to talk about the MCU. We're going to talk about the Avengers Endgame coming back into theaters with new information. Kevin Feige has some more information about the MCU future with Spider-Man and Venom and possibly Keanu Reeves.
So stick around. Start now.
Re-releasing Avengers with extended footage, so it's going to be
Fucking
an after
genius.
credit scenes with another deleted scene, I'm assuming.
Yep.
There's going to be a tribute there. There's going to be some surprises. There's going to be a bunch of new information.
Yes.
Some people are losing their minds.
I was losing my mind.
When I first saw this, I was freaking out.
Yep.
I told my mom about this because she's already getting into this. They're like, all right, spoilers. They could do anything, Bob. Oh my God, they have a time machine. They could go back and bring this person back. They could bring back the blue man who whistles. I was like, Mom, they're not doing that. It's probably going to be like a deleted scene from them. They sneaky bastards. They could do anything. I was like, wow.
It's
okay.
definitely going to be an after credit scene.
Yes.
That's the deleted scene. Yeah, and the tribute will be to Stan.
I'm assuming so.
No, they
I
yeah, Kevin confirmed it. So it'll be
Smith or Feige?
Feige.
Okay.
So they're doing a tribute to Stan Lee afterwards. So like the after credits alone is about I think 7 or 8 minutes total now.
Yeah.
Of more content, and there'll be
They're
surprises.
smart.
Which, in my opinion, the surprises are going to be kind of like maybe they'll preview the slate of the next movies coming out at post Spider-Man. Far From
Oh,
Home.
that'd be amazing.
That's what I think. Or maybe they'll show someone come out out on screen that we haven't seen, and oh, I'm playing this character. You see me more, blah blah blah.
We could do that.
Maybe
they could
you
show a
never know.
deleted scene of Widow coming back.
Maybe.
They could do because he brings back the stone.
Yeah.
Captain meeting Red Skull because there's a conversation.
I would love that. I would absolutely love that.
It could be them rebuilding Vision, and we don't see
Could
anything.
be. Could
you
be.
could just see Bruce is rebuilding Vision
With
slowly.
Shuri, yeah.
with Shuri. It could be a couple. It could be a lot of things. It could be
I
literally
love
anything.
this. I saw a meme.
They're brilliant because you're gonna make your money.
They're 75 million, I think, away from Avatar.
They're gonna destroy that.
And I saw a meme online, and it was Cap in the suit, and it was whatever it takes to beat Avatar.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is exactly what it is. I love it. I think it's a great idea. I think it's brilliant.
Genius.
They
had this in their back pocket.
It does, and it comes out next week. So when we record, it'll be this. When this comes out, it'll be this weekend.
Yeah.
I think it's June 28th.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be back in theaters.
You going?
Oh hell yeah!
I'm going.
Of course I'm going. And then
Ready to cry again.
Oh, 100%. And then it's gonna do, like you said, deleted scene, which it could be a million things that we've been talking, speculating about for the past couple months.
Or, very real possibility, it could be absolutely inconsequential to the MCU.
True.
It could definitely just be them all right, I'm going to go get a hamburger. You want a hamburger?
Anybody want a hamburger?
You want a
Dude,
cheeseburger?
If they extend that hamburger scene, I'm bawling.
You want a double patty? You want a triple? What do you want? It could be nothing.
Triple patty, that's dangerous.
Yeah.
Think of it this way, you're going to see a movie you've seen already, but with new stuff added to it. It's almost like seeing it for the first time, in a sense. No, but it's different than if I go to a movie, right? I go to see Endgame and then I go again. I'm just going to again just for the hell of it because I love it.
Yeah,
but there's an added incentive to go again.
Now I got to go for a third time.
Yes,
to steal my money.
And it's gonna beat everything.
To beat Avatar, we would do everything.
Avatar. Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes to beat Avatar.
So
go
Feige,
see Avengers Endgame.
The brilliant mind behind
the
Marvel.
Genius of our time in movie making that is Kevin Feige. Yes,
he has said that he has talked to Keanu Reeves about being in the MCU multiple times.
No way.
And claims that it's probably going to be a Spider-Man or a Venom movie, most likely.
Well, I don't think with Keanu it is. I think
with Keanu it is.
Is it?
Maybe.
I think it's more of he's talked to him about being in the MCU in some form that we don't know.
He's also been interviewed and auditioned for a couple roles, but they just haven't found the right fit for him yet.
Who do you think he would play in the MCU? Because we also, like you said, there's also a movie he was also asked about Spider-Man. And he said a Spider-Man Venom crossover something or a movie together is more than likely in the future because of obviously the deal with Sony and how we are able to get Spider-Man. And I still can't fully see how that would fit because those tones are so different.
It's fine. But I'm trying to think.
I'm more intrigued by Keanu. You want to know mine?
Who do you think it would be?
I've narrowed it down to 3. The highest one on my list, Moon Knight.
Moon Knight.
A lot of people are saying Mr. Fantastic.
Real quick. People don't know who Moon Knight is.
He's like the Batman of the Marvel Universe, kind of.
But he's psychotic. He has multiple personality disorders, and he goes through all this kind of stuff.
And he also wears
gory.
like a full white cloak.
And a skull mask.
Yeah, he's badass.
See, they won't do that. You want to tell you why?
They want to see Keanu's face.
You want to see Keanu. Keanu's a selling point.
Interesting.
You can't do that.
I
like Mr. Fantastic. I don't see.
I don't see either. I think he's too
chill.
Too cool, almost.
Yeah.
Right? Like, Mr. Fantastic is supposed to be this nerdy, like, over-the-top, I'm so smart, I don't know what's going on around me type of person.
Have you seen the pictures Boss Logic has done with Keanu from Cyberpunk 2077?
Yeah.
And he's, like, everything.
It's awesome.
It's great. But I really like him as Kenshi in Mortal Kombat. I think that's the future. But
MCU.
I know. I don't know. Who's a cool guy?
Adam Warlock. You could paint Keanu gold.
Warlock of Adam.
Give him the golden hair. He already has the long hair.
I like that.
It's total badass. He's kind of
aloof and cool.
Also has a dark side that most don't know about, and that has that other side. He's attracted to the soul gem.
What about an Eternal? I don't see him as any of them.
I don't know. I think they're kind of almost done with the Eternals, and I think the fact that Kevin Feige went out and said, like, yeah, like, we've been talking to him about being in the MCU, that doesn't really say, like, hey, we're talking about this movie. We're kind of like, it could just be like, hey, like, we saw each other in passing one day at some rich people function.
He wants to go. He wants to be one.
And said, like, hey, like, who would you want to play? And this is kind of what we would think of.
What about Gambit? Too cool?
I think he's too old for Gambit.
He might be.
I think, and we also know, like, and also side note, speaking of Gambit, we know that they're starting to plan out the X-Men and Fantastic Four.
We do know
Feige said he was like, yes, we already have plans for obviously the next phase of Marvel because that happened before the Fox acquisitions, but they are starting to get those small story plots and like kind of map out Fantastic Four and X-Men. Now here's my overarching theory on all of this.
What if he's a villain?
Doom.
Keanu is Doom? No.
Why not?
I don't think he has the acting chops. I know. Like, don't hit me into
I
that.
think
he's a cool man.
I think if they were to niche it, he would be good. If they took Doom down to a level of like cool but like very, very internal struggle. And in the comics there's a lot of that. There's a lot of internal struggle.
There is.
Then you'd also have to go without seeing him for most of it.
Which you don't want to do.
Which they're not going to want to do. I think Adam Warlock,
Mr.
Fantastic, or Moon Knight.
I don't like Mr. Fantastic.
I don't either. I kind of still like John Krasinski if they hired him for that.
Who's Keanu? Let us know in the comments down below, guys, who you think he would be.
I'd be cool with him being Adam Warlock.
I like Adam. I don't have an option right now. I'm trying. Like, I've been thinking about this for days.
Mm-hmm. He's going to be the movie version of Daredevil. Oh. What about that?
Oh.
Matt Murdock.
Oh.
I think I piqued a little interest there. That would be, I mean, dark, brooding. That'd be fucking cool.
Fighting.
Yes, badass.
John Wick in a mask.
Literally, without a gun, but
without the hair.
Nunchuck.
Ooh.
Right? You could keep the long hair too, because Matt Murdock has gone through like phases where he has longer hair.
Yeah, they cut it.
Yeah, you could cut it, but you could do whatever. He's gonna be in a full head mask. But you're gonna have Matt Murdock scenes too, so you get his face in there.
I like Matt Murdock.
That'd be cool, right?
Stick. He'd be a great stick.
He'd be a
phenomenal stick.
He would be a phenomenal stick.
I think I want him stick more
if
than
Matt Murdock
Daredevil.
is like 17. He'd be a great stick.
No, you could just make him be like a young stick and just do a young stick story.
Oh, I don't know if that's a whole movie.
Keanu. We're buying a game because Keanu is in it. You think I won't pay $20 to see a stick movie?
It's crazy. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know who he's gonna be. But here's my theory. Since we're talking about,
I have so many for DC.
The
I don't
MCU.
Have it for MCU.
Oh wait, who do you have for DC?
I think he'd be a great Raish.
Ooh, Ra's al
I think he'd be a good young Raish.
That'd be interesting. As like a villain, you have any heroes?
Heroes, no.
I'm gonna throw one out there. It might be a little weird, because he doesn't look like him at all, but the personality he could pull off. Guy Gardner.
Guy?
The Green Lantern.
Guy.
Yep.
Not Kyle Rayner. Kyle Rayner, I can see.
Kyle Rayner,
I'm with you 100%.
Kyle Rayner's too artistically like.
Yeah, that's why I think he's him.
No, like
Guy Gardner's like the bro that graduated college.
Dude, half of Keanu's movies originally are bro movies.
Yeah, but that's not
Bill and
movies
Ted?
anymore. Yeah.
Come on, man. Like that's total Guy Gardner.
Yeah, but I don't want to see him as Guy Gardner.
I don't
see
either.
him
I'm
as
just
Kyle.
saying. I think Guy Gardner would be cool. Like he could make people think about it this way. Keanu is like the biggest character, like the biggest personality right now, right? He could make people actually like Guy Gardner.
Like
that's
Guy.
a big thing.
I think Kyle would be. I think Kyle would be better.
I think Kyle's too artistic and passive. I think Keanu's way more like punch you in the nuts.
Well, you could bring that change.
I mean, we could agree.
Kyle.
Not Hal Jordan.
I agree with that. Or Jon Stewart.
Yes, we can agree. Not Jon Stewart. Very good. But yeah, I don't know.
He'd be a great young Alfred.
Yeah.
He'd be fucking people up. You come in Master Wayne's house, you must deal with these hands.
The Wick.
Alfred, it's just John
guns.
Wick in every row. Alfred, boom, boom. You touch my dog.
Alfred, we said no guns. You know what guns did to my life. He's like, shut up, Master Wayne.
That was good. I could see that.
Yeah, that'd be fucking funny. But yeah, DC would be tough, I think, because most of the characters are a little more in the comics, not the movies, a little more in the lighter.
He could be Mr. Miracle.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
I don't know if I know. Actually, no, he's not.
Orion.
A little
more badass. Gets a little jet scooter. Lobo. No, Keanu is Lobo.
No, not
Why
even
not?
Close. Not even close.
The main man? He would be
the main man.
perfect. He would be so
He
good.
doesn't have the build for it.
He get ripped.
Not enough to
Dude,
like that level.
Chris Pratt was a chunky monkey his whole life until he got the Guardians role.
Yes, I know. Me and Chris Pratt look very much similar before he got it. I'm a little bit chubbier than he was chubby.
Sure.
No, but like even Chris Pratt, body wise, he got in shape. He's still not body in shape wise for Lobo.
You're thinking Lobo as like 7.5 feet tall,
The
like
Rock. Size wise.
the Rock with a lot of hair.
Cena.
The hairy Rock.
Cena
would be fucking.
I think
awesome.
I can see Cena.
I love Cena. Cena's so funny to me.
Yeah.
I think he's hilarious in like those.
You
stupid
can't
movies.
see me.
I think he's so
The
funny.
main man. I don't know if I can do it. I like it. You know he's
I don't know.
hosting.
Are you smarter than a fifth grader?
Yeah. What the hell?
He's good. And if you lose, he gets to like pile drive you into the ground.
No, does he really?
No, but that'd be cool. I'd watch it if he did that.
Oh my god, can you
Who
imagine?
wouldn't watch it if you lost and he got to like beat the shit out of you?
Or at least like into a foam pit. Like he F5s you into a foam pit.
No. I want to see he just gets to like
For network television, it has to be a foam pit.
or like
foam pit,
or like the
sorry.
hard foam. How about that? Like the wrestling mats.
No,
He gets to like power bomb you.
It has to be.
All right. I don't know. At least I got to see him. But if that was the case, I'd watch it. But anyway,
He does it in a fifth grade. Stupid Billy! Boom!
Billy flies 80 feet into the crowd.
All right.
But before we move on, I wanted to just say
Yeah, go
my
ahead.
overall thought process of everything that's happened with Kevin Feige, talking about Keanu, talking about Spider-Man and Venom, talking about the X-Men and Fantastic Four. I think there's been a lot of, not doubt, but a lot of questions about this next phase of Marvel, right?
Yeah, of course.
And this isn't against, like, if you're a huge fan of Shang-Chi or the Eternals or whatever, this is not undermining them. But we have to face reality, too. Like, we will never, unless they reboot and down the line when we're, like, 50, we will never see an age of movie A-list characters like this. Unless DC gets their act together. But as far as Marvel right now, we'll never see the Steve Rogers, the Tony Stark, like all together.
I think it's just them building up the other characters in the world.
It is
to A-list characters.
but it's not gonna be. Not all of them are gonna be A-list characters. That's just the fact.
Okay.
Like they have, and like granted, Marvel has pulled off feats. Like who would have thought in an age of characters we would have saw 3 Thor movies, or people would have flooded to go see Captain Marvel or Ant-Man.
Ant-Man.
Like, Ant-Man alone is ridiculous to think about,
And
right?
the Wasp.
And the Wasp. Like you think about it, you're like, that's a movie? Are you fucking nuts?
You're right.
Like Guardians of the Galaxy, no one read it. It was nowhere.
Reading comics, I'd be like, Ant-Man? Yeah, I guess.
I'm like, we're doing a movie on Ant-Man?
It's phenomenal. One of the best movies ever.
So, like, I'm taking this with a grain of salt. I don't think I have my full trust in Marvel. I have my full trust in Kevin Feige. He knows exactly what he's doing. He has not steered us wrong at all. I think, though, we have to face reality, though, that this is going to be a different age of Marvel. There's going to be new players. There's going to be new things. I loved Black Panther. One of the greatest Marvel movies. I don't think Black Panther's an A-list character.
In the MCU or in the comics or overall?
Overall.
I think he has now become an A-list.
In the movies, for comic books, he has...
Now he is.
I think he's still B-list.
He's leading the Avengers.
Yes, more so because he's the king of Wakanda.
Yeah.
Not more so because he's the Black Panther.
I think he's...
You still read Avengers, and you still look at Thor, Cap, Iron Man.
Yeah.
Right? I love Black Panther. I still think he's a B-list character as far as the comics go.
I think they're elevating him.
Yeah, they are, but that to me would be a B+. I don't think he's going to be an A-lister character, even like people love him in the movies. That's great. We want him to love him in the movies. He's fantastic. But I think the movies are going to shift focus from the kind of secondary Avengers or new Avengers or, your Avengers, etc. Almost like your Justice League Unlimited, right?
Okay.
You're going to build up the rest of these characters. We get a Nova movie. In our lifetime, if we get a Richard Rider movie for Nova, that's fucking nuts.
We're going to.
We get movies of these characters we read in books or, you read in Avengers and you see them sideways or you read them in events and that's kind of it. And they're going to be built up to these awesome characters. But I think the focus now needs to shift to two things, which I think one of them they're doing already is Spider-Man.
Yes.
I think Spider-Man is your key because he is one of the biggest A-list characters you have, and you did it smartly already. You started him young, and you could extend that forever right now. Number two is you need to shift focus from the Avengers to the X-Men.
Yes. I was going to say that. Like the new A-listers. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
They're moving away from the Avengers A-list, but that doesn't mean Marvel doesn't have A-lists.
No, it doesn't.
You have
exactly
Spider-Man,
who's
going to grow, who's Avenger and non-Avenger.
You still have Thor.
You're still going to have Thor in there. Hulk probably.
And
then you're going to have the X-Men and Fantastic Four. There's still going to be a lot of A-listers with a good, healthy mix of B or C elevated to
Elevating,
B. Or B to A+. B+ or A-, whatever you want to call it. And then the comics are going to follow suit.
Exactly. And unfortunately, like me and Rob have talked to death about comics and movies and how they're dictating each other.
Which I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
I think there is a little bit. But I think as far as just talking about the movies, I think if they switch focus to the X-Men and Fantastic Four, as well as involving the quote-unquote rest of the Avengers without Cap and Iron Man, you will have a great storyline still because you haven't, again, we've talked, they've not used their whole sandbox full of toys, right?
Nowhere close.
You have all the X-Men back. You have Fantastic Four. Those are A-list characters. Fantastic Four is the first Marvel Comics superhero book of all time.
When you look at Marvel, you could break Marvel into three things.
Yes.
You break into Avengers. You break it... four things.
Four things.
Sorry. Avengers, Fantastic Four, X-Men, and Spider-Man. That's it. That's the four.
Well, I usually go Avengers, X-Men, Fantastic Four, and then space. So, Guardians, Eternals, all the rest.
Yeah, but I'm talking about A-list. I think space is B.
Yeah.
Space is B.
Yeah.
Space is cool,
totally.
But it's not the four.
Like you said, Guardians was honestly D. Yeah. Not even the C-list in comics. And that movie came out, and you're talking B automatically.
Now I love it.
Now it's one of the best.
Well, they also put big writers on it.
Donnie Cates is on it. He's the man. Also, Silver Surfer Black. Pick it up. Great book.
Worth it?
Yeah, totally.
Good to hear.
Goes with Guardians, too.
And
Venom.
It's in continuity.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yes. And and at the end, you'll read a long, Donnie letter to the fans of why this was so important to him because it's the first Silver Surfer book.
It's a miniseries.
Yes, 5 issues.
Yeah.
But it's the first Silver Surfer book post Stan's death, and Silver Surfer was Stan's favorite character.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So he was writing the first issue when he found out Stan died and deleted the whole thing and started from scratch because it was that important to him that he wrote a really good. And it ties in with his Venom run and Guardians already in the first issue. It's awesome.
That's amazing.
Anyway, but yeah, I think you go towards your A-list X-Men, right? Your Fantastic Four, your Doctor Doom, your Silver Surfer, and Galactus.
The X-Men and Fantastic Four still are members of the Avengers.
Yes.
Because the Avengers is just a generic name at this point in Marvel for a superhero.
Yeah, and you could arguably, too, start, you do your FF team stuff in its own movie, without involving the Avengers. You could do your X-Men stuff involving just the X-Men, and you start with Xavier, and I honestly think you do it almost like you did Spider-Man. You go back to the 60s and do the original 5 members of the X-Men.
You don't have to set it in the 60s.
No, not at all.
Okay.
But I'm saying, like they did with Spider-Man, they started
Young.
almost like the 60s where Peter's still a teenager. You do the same thing with those X-Men.
Okay.
Right? You start with the original 5. Jean Grey, Cyclops, Iceman, Beast, and Angel. And Professor X. And it's, his mansion, his small school. He's trying to help these kids that are like him. And that's it. And you start with that.
You have a crossover Peter Parker and them.
Don't even have to do that in the first movie.
No, not in the first movie.
Yeah.
I'm just saying in general. Like teenagers.
And then you eventually have them grow up and you start almost like in the comics, adding new X-Men and adding, do something that involves the giant size X-Men #1 issue, one of the most popular books of all time.
That has to be a movie.
It has to be. Wolverine, Nightcrawler, Storm, Colossus, all first appearances.
If we're looking at
arguably Wolverine
the
181.
Phase 4, if you will, like if we look at the big picture, maybe
Yes.
not even Phase 4, maybe in Phase 5.
Yeah.
I would say Phase 5.
Yeah.
You're gonna have Avengers vs. X-Men movie.
I don't necessarily think we need Avengers versus X-Men.
Why not? It's like Civil War. It's not the same caliber. You can still have them squabble before they join forces completely.
Maybe.
I would love that.
Obviously everyone wants to see it. I don't know. It depends on how they start the storyline. If they start it out as depending on if they are an anomaly or not from whatever post-snap, right? We know there's going to be ramifications. We've heard Mysterio in the trailers for Spider-Man talk about it. Like, I'm from an alternate world. We don't know if that's true yet because he's fucking Mysterio.
Liar.
But, like, if that's true, if that is one of the true things, he's from an alternate world, that could be an easy way of how mutants start, right? Everyone coming back from the snap, their genes are different. They're never going to be the same. Certain people are experiencing these powers when they hit puberty, and it's manifesting from this horrible incident that happened.
It could be the X gene still be there, but when they came back post snap,
yes,
it escalated the X gene
or it activated
whatever
the fuck it is.
And they can make up any kind of pseudoscience.
Exactly, and that would be believable enough.
Yeah.
So you do that, and you have your big players there already for X-Men, right? Because you can literally start. They're gonna no matter what happens, they're gonna cast a new Wolverine eventually. But you don't have to put him in the first movie.
No.
You could build up your actual X-Men so it doesn't become Wolverine and the X-Men, which I'm sure Feige already knows, right? And you build up your Fantastic Four. You build up your first family of Marvel, and you do it right. And Doom is the next big threat. Possibly Doom and Magneto is the next big
them
threat.
Teaming up?
Yes.
Like,
and you do secret motherfucking wars. Because you
not at the end of Phase 1. You're saying Secret Wars is like their end game.
Is their end game for this X-Men, new Avengers, Fantastic Four era.
And then after that would be Galactus.
Yeah.
That next third arc.
Yep. So Secret Wars would be on Battle World. That would be easy for the Venom Spider-Man eventual mix.
Whoa. The Spider-Man Venom mix is going to happen way before that.
I
It's going to
agree.
happen in maybe like a movie or two.
But Secret Wars is where Spider-Man gets the black suit for the first time. So we could have this
What
arc.
was I thinking?
We
I
could
wasn't
have
thinking
this.
Secret Wars.
We could have this arc where Spider-Man and Venom meet, and Peter's like, "You have done everything wrong with what the powers you were given." Because again, Peter's been taught by Tony Stark and to be an Avenger, and he's fought through Endgame, he's fought through Thanos, and he's seen the horrors of the world, and Uncle Ben, and he's trying to protect Aunt May, and he died and he came back, and you have this Eddie Brock douchebag who's ridiculous, and he's destroying everything and doesn't know what he's doing, and you have Ultimate Right versus questionable theory, and you have them clash, and at the end of the day, the only way Spider-Man gets off of Battle World is if he takes the symbiote and then uses the black suit.
What's the one with God Doom?
That is the later Secret Wars.
It is still called Secret Wars.
Yes.
I thought that's what you were saying.
That's fine with me, too. You could blend the original and the new one. Because I think in order for them to have a Thanos-level threat or higher, you need Doom to be at that level, right? Like, throughout the rest of the MCU, Doom is, like, in the background, like, learning, getting more mystical powers, getting more this, facing the Beyonders and telling them, "You're not God, I am," and taking their power from them. One of the most powerful scenes you'll ever see in a book. Like, stuff like that. Building Battle World, building his world in his image.
I think that Peter gets the suit earlier than that.
Possibility, yeah.
Yeah, I think they might do a Secret Wars but not like a first Secret Wars, but they might do that not as like
then
their
you can't.
Endgame.
I would call Secret Wars like their Endgame. I wouldn't do then Secret Wars earlier on.
Okay.
I would do like Spider-Man Back in Black or Kraven's Last Hunt or where he gets the symbiote.
Kraven's Last
Hunt. Or
was nice.
call it Spider-Man Venom.
That's why we're gonna call it. Just easy. Spider-Man Venom. Oh, let's watch this. There's apparently 2 people in this.
Yeah, or, call it one of those. But like, I think if the focus is that, I think we're going in the right direction. 100%.
All right. Got some more news for you guys coming up in just a moment.